Hello, my name is Ivan Gris, and in this tutorial we are going to see how we use memories within our characters. So I'm going to go back to Unity. As always, I'm using the Interaction Manager example, and in this case I already set up a bit of the scene for us, so we don't have to keep doing it over and over again. So you should be familiar with how to add dialogues and animations from the previous tutorials. They're also linked below. And the only different thing that you can see here is a memory check. How do you add a memory check is the same as with all the other events. You would go here, select memory check, and add event. So if you see my timeline, I'm going to walk you through it real quick. I have a dialogue. It's the same dialogue that I use for all the other tutorials. A second dialogue, and then memory check. So this is what memory check does. First of all, there are two types of memories. So in this case, I have my agent specified. This means that these are experiences that pertain to this agent in particular. If I don't specify an agent, then it means all the memories, everything that has happened in the timeline so far, which would be the equivalent. Not having an agent, it's basically your own memories, everything you've seen, talked, or experienced. Now, the first thing you notice is you have this thing right here, memories to check. So I'm going to put it at 2 memories to check. What are the memories things here? If you hover over this, it tells you that it's an event ID. So basically, I'm checking if I have visited 0 or 1. What memories are is basically a list that contains a collection of every event that you've ever visited. So if we follow the timeline, by the time we reach here, you would have visited memory 0, memory 1, both from Taima. And then memory check, we're going to check Taima's memory. And we're going to check 2 things. We're going to check that we went through 0 and 1. Now this, because of the simplicity of this timeline, it has to be true no matter what. And to check, we're basically going to have 2 options right here. If I remember, where do I jump to? If I don't remember, where do I jump to? So I have animations 3 and 4 right here. 4 is telling a secret and 3 is yelling. Very opposite looking animations to make sure. So if I remember, I'll go to telling a secret. If I don't remember, I'll go to yelling. But I should remember. So let's try it out.
Let me guess. You're here on behalf of the council.
We're going to have to listen to the dialogues again.
I was expecting the council to send someone, but you? No offense, but you're not what I expected. But I guess you're better than nothing.
Okay, so you're not going to see these things. I just enabled them so you can basically see how this flows. We played the dialogue 1, played the dialogue 2, and we're checking memory 0. Memory 0 turned out to be true. Memory 1 turned out to be true. So we jump to telling a secret. Just 3, 4 here, telling a secret. Now, one other thing about memory check is that all the events here must be true. So 0 and 1 both have to be true. If you want to do more complex memory checks, well, you can do a memory check of 0 and 1 and then jump to another memory check and then jump to another memory check. If you wanted to do something like, if you remember this but not that, that's a way you would prepare that condition. Now, just to check when you don't remember anything, I'm going to add a separate element here. I'm going to put event 5. This does not exist on this list, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will return false and she should yell. So let me clear this out and let's try it again. See what happens when she doesn't remember.
Let me guess. You're here on behalf of the council. Huh. I was expecting the council to send someone, but you? No offense, but you're not what I expected. But I guess you're better than nothing.
And then we get yelled at. So this is basically all there is for the memory tag. There are 2 future updates coming to this, which will be explained in a separate tutorial. The first one is this recall flag you see right here. This is meant to be enabled by default when you do the same memory check more than once. This is to enable things, for example, if we start talking and I ask you for your name, you give me your name. And then 5 minutes later I ask you again for your name, chances are you're not going to respond the same way because it's a question that I should already know the answer to. So to allow people or users, developers to do some sort of specific cases in case you keep asking the same things over and over, we'll this would be for it. But it will be explained in a separate tutorial once the feature is enabled. The other feature is persistent memory. So this is basically saving the interaction into a binary file, and basically what you can do is you can load interactions from previous sessions. So if in this session you talk about something and then you want to continue this session at a later date, then the way you would do it is by reloading the scene, setting up your basically save file, and continuing from where you left off. This will also be explained on a separate tutorial. And that's it for memories.